Yo, time is up. Welcome, boys and girls. Welcome back to the eastern wing of the Stink Bug Works. I'm trying to adjust my phone here because everything's all up close. We'll move it out of the way. Here is the final standings. Everybody knows who they are here. This is H2O Mechanic. This is Jim Stone. Jim Stone's son, Chuck, Big B, Scale RC, and Scale RC's Jet Jam. Okay, here's the way it works. I have 3 what I would consider cool enough prizes to be first place. I have in this box in the back here, I have the M450 Cobra in blue. It's in blue. The whole thing's in blue, top and bottom, with the motor, the drivetrain, everything you need except battery and receiver, and a spare hull. So there's 2 hulls in there. So that's option number 1 for your first place. Option number 2 is, remember, it's this same exact hull, only done up in John Deere colors with the old Santee Sport Scale drivetrain, the 3,000 RPM Outrunner. That little Outrunner on 6 round cells, would blow that thing off the water. So, it's not about how much power you can put in it. It's how well you can use the power you do put in it. So that's prize number 2. Prize number 3 is in this box, and it's an Atlas kit. The Atlas, you can make it into any one of a number of hulls, by the way. So that goes to H2O Mechanic. He can have his choice of the 3. Second choice will be, for the sake of this discussion, let's just call him Jim. Jim here can have his choice of whatever's left between the 2. And then J&R Marine, this is Kobe. In fact, I want to talk to Kobe about his upcoming plan for a 20-inch hydroplane. There's a number of things I'd like to see in a 20-inch hydroplane, and I'd like to talk to him before he starts making a plug. Just a thought. Anyway, Chuck, although he's here in the middle of the pack, he was the first guy in, and he got a cool, it was, again, toy grade, but it was a pretty good sized Ferrari hydroplane. So he's got a couple of others along that same line, so it fit in quite well with it. And then Big B, geez, you're in the middle of the pack, Big B, and I don't think there's anything I have here that would interest you. I'm just saying. And then finally, Scale RC. Now, let me tell you something. This guy worked really hard, and I mean he worked really hard. His problem was not his skill level or his enthusiasm. His problem was he was using boats like this that were kind of borderline toy grade. Yeah, they zip around real good, but when you look inside of them, they're still kind of iffy. Kind of little iffy. So he did quite well with what he has. And for him, now I think he did another thing with some jet boats. I don't know, but For scale RC, here's what I've got for you. You're going to love this. Bum, 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 bum. The Sea God 6, the remote control karting boat. I love these things that are translated directly from Chinese into English, and there's just so much humor that can be found there. But it's a little jet boat. You know, a little one of those over-squared jet boats. It's about this long and that wide. You know, it's the kind Big B was using to jump over ramps. This will jump over ramps, but they have to be much smaller ramps. Might just be a little speed bump. Anyway, I accomplished 2 things with this challenge. One, everybody seemed to have had fun. And I'll go into that in just a moment. And 2, I get to get all these boxes out of my garage. But back to the fun part. Since everybody had such a good time, and since I still have a few more boxes that I need to remove from my shop here, and I have another idea about that too, which is why I want to touch bases with him. I actually checked out his website, J&R Marine, and it took me to J&R Steel. And I think this guy does steel for an income and marine for a hobby. If that's the case, I think he could combine them. In a way. Not just a little brief. In other words, I'm thinking he could use his skill and equipment with steel to prepare molds. You know, he could weld a nice little frame with pins on it that align and dial everything in, and then use that as the mold. That would be cool. We'll have to see. Enough rambling. Until next time, jet out.